Hello, it's Mike Rhyner here, and I want to thank you for joining us on patreon.com. And I do hope that you will check out the Sunset Lounge, because there you can find a vast array of very, very entertaining and engaging podcasts, such as Shippy and Grooves. It is sports, it is topical, it highlights the stories most people probably haven't heard, and they put their own fun twist on things, always guaranteed to make you laugh. Shippy and Grooves at the Sunset Lounge.
Nobody would have thought that I would be the one. Rhyner, sports talk.
Baseball. Oh, with the big mic. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Okay, now I get it.
We got a lightning strike, boys. What happened over there, Grego? We had a little lightning strike right outside the window.
All right. Here's a tip for all these Americano League teams.
Wait, you said tip?
Yeah, tip.
Okay.
With a P.
Keep jamming.
The ticket, colon, nothing but a big Gen X jerk-off session.
This is a cool night or what?
Although somebody would hear that and go, bullshit.
I'm back, bitches.
Hello, teen guys and teen girls. Are you ready for another episode of Your Dark Companion? Certainly would like to think that you are. I mean, if you're by the channel here, especially those of you who are catching this in the live mode, if you will, then apparently, yes, you are ready for it. And we are ready to bring it. It's a lovely day here in the D. March 10th, this is episode 90 of Your Dark Companion as we slouch toward that big one. I would be Mike Rhyner. We got Shoopy here, Ashley here, Mickey here. Becca's around here somewhere. And today we're going to be talking a little sports and all that implies with the great Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News. Good day, sir. How are you?
I'm good. You all right?
I'm doing great. Good to have you here with us
Appreciate
today.
you.
Now, you know Calvin's work from the Dallas Morning News because he is all over that Cowboy beat. David Moore, you got anybody else besides you two, or is
It's just us two.
just y'all holding it down, huh?
So we had a three-man crew. Now it's down to two, and that's it.
Well, that's two good ones, I'd say. You and the great
appreciate that.
David Moore.
He is great.
They hold down that Cowboy beat. And that is what we're going to get into with Calvin a little bit later on. But before we do that, I have a few items here, Shoopy. Do you have any?
I'll let you go if you're all excited about yours, but I've got some.
Well, I don't know how excited I am about them, but I do have them.
I mean, you got a little pep in your step.
I do have a little pep in my step. First of all, pertaining to the game of football, every year about this time, we start hearing tales about Hard Knocks and who is going to be on Hard Knocks this year. Now, Calvin, you can probably address this better than me, but we're always told that on the inside there, not too many teams line up to do Hard Knocks. That it's something that certainly coaches, probably general managers, and I don't know if players like it or not, but it's kind of viewed as almost a nuisance.
It is viewed as a nuisance, but the Cowboys have done it like 3 times in my 17 years on the beat. So when you talk to the players, they go, well, we really don't notice the cameras, right? And you talk to the coaches, the cameras, they're there, but after a while, you really don't know that they're around.
Yeah.
But you're right. A lot of teams avoided doing it. Then the NFL made it not mandatory, but they said, all right, now we're going to make you do it.
Yeah.
So a few teams have not done it yet. So I think New England might be one of those teams that hasn't done it. But eventually I think they will at some point.
Well, that won't be this year.
No.
Because apparently teams bit down so hard against it this year that they had to look elsewhere. And where did they wind up? why they wind up with the guy who probably hates Hard Knocks and everything like it worse than anybody. Thing is, though, now he's not in the NFL anymore. He is at the University of North Carolina, and Hard Knocks will be done with Bill Belichick and the North Carolina Tar Heels this year.
Last I saw, though, that actually fell through because they couldn't
it
complete
did?
the deal. Yeah, because from my understanding, all the NFL teams were freaking out like, "What? We hate this guy. Why are you giving him publicity?" Like, they hate Belichick enough that they're like, no, I guess an NFL team is going to be a sacrificial lamb and accept it just so that Belichick's team can't take it.
Yeah.
It's just insane. But apparently Belichick is still going to work on some sort of a Hard Knocks version for college.
I heard Hard Knocks was going to do a college version, too.
I guess. So, I don't know. It's
And
really
I'd heard
weird.
I'd heard that all the NFL teams are so dead set against it this year because of what happened to the New York Football Giants.
But they did an off-season one. That was like off-season Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
And so the Giants, everyone realized how incompetent the Giants are. Because of that, now everybody's scared to put their business out there.
Yeah. Well, the upshot is that Bill Belichick in North Carolina will be doing some version of Hard Knocks this year. Now, how that's going to roll out in the NFL, I guess we're going to have to wait and see yet. I saw something I'd never seen before, and nobody else had ever seen it before because nobody had done it before. This was Friday night, and I was watching Denver and Phoenix in the NBA. And my favorite NBA player, the Joker, did something that I didn't even think was even conceivable. He had a triple-double. Now, you're probably hearing that saying, well, okay, Luka gets a triple-double every night. So what? This was a 30-20-20 triple-double. And this was not by a point guard or anything. This was by the biggest player on the floor, the guy who looks less like a basketball player than anybody in the league, yet can do virtually about anything with a basketball that anybody else in the league can do. And that's why he is my favorite NBA player. I just love watching him do his thing. And man, this was like nothing I'd ever seen before. Because he was shooting three-pointers left and right. I mean, he knew what he was about to do. And he was, the great thing about the Joker is he's not a ball hog. He will share it. He will spread it around. He gets his, but he wants everybody else to get theirs too. And he'll get in there and dig out rebounds and stuff. There's never been anything like this guy in the NBA. And seeing that the other night was just incredible.
Apparently it was questionable going into the game.
Yeah.
Turned out pretty well.
Did work out well. All right, here's what we've got in NFL free agency so far. Has it started yet? Is it actually underway?
This is the legal tampering period, yes.
Okay, the legal tampering period is underway.
And Wednesday, you can sign your deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what's happened so far. Myles Garrett has made it known that he's staying with Cleveland. Now, this was a big surprise because I thought he was bucking hard for a trade to get out of there. But no. Apparently, he's going to take the money and stay with Clee. Geno Smith has been traded from Seattle to the greatness. And now Seattle is said to be ready to go in big for Sam Darnold. Is this what you're hearing?
Yeah, Sam is out there. I'm kind of surprised, but Sam Darnold, as you know, had a really good regular season, right? Then they get to the postseason, and he went to be
things didn't work out well. Yeah, he turned into Sam Darnold again. Let's see. Other things of note. Houston traded for Christian Kirk from Jacksonville. There was a time when Christian Kirk was somebody that you had to think a little bit about. Aaron Rodgers might... I'm trying to read my writing here.
Oh.
The idea for him playing for Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh is in play.
Sounds like Vikings are a possibility too.
Is it Minnesota?
Yeah, that's at least a little thing I've seen, which might as well go for the Favre trifecta.
I can't see Aaron Rodgers with Mike Tomlin. And
Yeah.
they got what's the receiver? DK Metcalf. I can't. I don't know. It's a lot of action. And George Pickens, who is a head case all his own.
Yeah.
You know.
Have fun with that.
A lot of things in play there. I will say this. I love Mike Tomlin. I love that guy so much. I could sit there and listen to Mike Tomlin, a Mike Tomlin post game anytime and just love it. I just love hearing him talk. I love the way he puts things. I love his vibe, and apparently everybody who plays for him or employs him does too, because he's been there a long time now. You ever encounter him along the trail?
I ran into him when the Super Bowl was here in Dallas 1,000 years ago. I was a pool reporter the day before the game, so I ran into him there, and I've seen him at the Combine and Texas. He goes to Texas's Pro Day. He loves going to Austin for whatever reason. Maybe it's a barbecue, but I've seen him there. But did you see? It was on HBO. I don't know if you have HBO or you just
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I do.
They did an AFC North
Yes.
Hard Knocks.
Yes, Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
The season in the AFC North.
Yeah,
Man,
that was pretty good.
I love that.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, you got a lot of Mike Tomlin there.
Yeah.
You also got a lot of John Harbaugh. I kind of like his vibe
You
too.
like him?
Yeah, I do. I do. But that was really good, and it's still out there to be streamed. If you haven't seen in-season Hard Knocks, the AFC North yet, you need to get down on that, because that's some pretty good stuff. All right, so we've run through free agency here, or what the word is so far. Like you can't do anything yet, like Calvin said a minute ago. But
I mean, there is a little bit more that I've at least seen. I think Calvin saw it too with Jordan Lewis. If y'all haven't gotten to mention that.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah,
today.
it looks like he's going to sign with the Jaguars, 3 years, $30 million.
Really?
Yeah, so I think he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
All right, there was a time when I would have heard that and said, "Yeah, cool," but no more. I mean, Jordan Lewis, the last couple of years, I've seen his value, and there was a time when they didn't have him last year, and he was missed. And I don't know, what's your thought on that? What's your thought on the role of Jordan Lewis and what they're going to do about this?
I was shocked that he's getting 3 years and $30 million. But I do remember talking to him, and he had switched agents. And he said, I'm trying to get the bag because I've never really been paid, right? And that's all NFL players want. They want to get, because, in basketball and baseball, all their contracts are fully guaranteed. So he's really trying to get paid. And I guess he did in Jacksonville. So the Cowboys are in a pickle here because, Trayvon Diggs, we don't know when he's coming back because he's coming off a knee surgery. And then they got Deron Bland, and he had a foot problem last year, but he did come back. Andrew Booth, I don't know if you like him. K.N. Carson, he was like a fifth-round pick. So they got problems at corner. So
Yeah.
whenever we have the draft at the end of the month of April, they need to get themselves a corner, like yesterday.
What else do you think is going to be on their wish list in the draft?
They need a running back because they don't have a running back right now. They
Right.
have the little guy, Deuce Vaughn. And they need a D tackle. Now, they re-signed Oso Digizua,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
But Mozzie Smith, who was a first-round pick a couple years ago, he's just a guy. I'm not going to say he's a bust because it's too early to say guys are a bust, but he has not played up to his first-round pedigree. So you need a D tackle, you need a running back, you need a corner, you need a quarterback because they don't have a backup right now. And as you know, when you get older, when you get hurt, like Dak, it takes a while for that body to kind of recover. So you need a young, and I think they do want to draft a quarterback in day 3. So, and then they got to get a guard because Zach Martin retired. So they got some holes to fill. Dallas
There's some
Football
definite
Cowboys.
things to do here.
They got a wish list. I don't know if they can get it all done, but they got some things they need to take care of.
Do you think that how much of that can be handled in the draft and how much through free agency? Because that's what teams do. They kind of divide it up a little bit. I don't know where you are as far as getting ready for the draft goes yet, but how do you think that'll shake out between the two?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like they haven't been big players in free agency in a while.
Yeah.
So they kind of like bargain shoppers. They go to Walmart and get their guys, right? Sorry, nothing against Walmart, but it's what it is. That's what y'all are. So that's where they go. And they use the draft. They have this draft and develop mantra where we draft our guys. If they become great players, we'll pay them, like Dak and CeeDee Lamb and Zeke when he was here, Zach Martin. So that is one good thing they do. When you're a fantastic player that's been drafted, they will pay you. However, you need free agency as well, and they've been bargain shoppers in free agency for a long time. So that's how they're going to piece it together.
Yeah.
Jerry, for whatever reason, he's a cheapskate, man. I don't understand it.
What happened to All In?
He said All In was we paid CeeDee Lamb last year, and they paid Dak. So we're all in. So this is part 2 of All In, what we're doing right now. So he moves the goalposts wherever he wants.
So All In's more of a long-term project than anything else, huh?
Well, Stephen Jones said we're going to be selective in free agency.
Selectively aggressive.
Yeah, selectively aggressive. So, I wonder if these are just, I don't know where they get these words from. I wonder if it's PR saying this year it's selectively aggressive. Last year was All In. So that's their code word for we're not going to do anything.
I was going to say, I think I saw a theory that it's basically just whatever phrase that Jerry or Steven say first coming out of a press conference or just the bathroom or whatever to the media. That's the phrase for the off season.
I agree.
So,
Well, last year it was All In, and I kept waiting for, okay, where's this All In we've been hearing about?
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
Would you say the Stars are all in? I don't mean to change sports on you, but I just wanted to know.
I would
Sorry.
most definitely say the Stars are All In.
that's what all in is supposed to look like.
Yeah, that's what you want to know what All In looks like. Take a look at the Dallas Hockey Stars
Man.
because they gave you a clinic on it the other day. They showed you chapter and verse. This is what All In looks like.
Trading for Miko and then getting him for 8 more years after this.
Yeah,
Pretty good deal.
that is.
We
a
just gave up
bold
Stanky and a
stroke, man.
few picks.
Yeah,
But he's been saving that draft capital and all that, and that's how you do it.
yeah. That's how you do it. That is by far the most underrated sports official that we have here in our Fairburg in action.
Jim Nill,
Jim Nill.
he's so damn good.
Man, he is.
And that mustache.
And he stays he stays so far out of view. Mm-hmm. And when he talks, he's got that Canadian thing happening, that hockey thing, He sounds like a hockey guy. He says the things that a hockey guy says. But when it's time to get down to business, far, far out of view from anything we see out of him, man, that guy must be something to see.
Mm-hmm. And just looking at the different polls that have been done around the league over the last decade or so, just how much respect he has from everyone, from other general managers to players that have played under him, that have been even traded by him. They're like, look, it's a business, but he does not make it feel like just a business transaction if I'm getting traded or being brought in or signed to an extension, whatever. Like, the humanity is a nice change of pace.
Yeah, yeah. I think we're lucky to have guys like him and Chris Young both here.
Yes.
I don't know if Chris Young has necessarily made any bold stroke like this, but for what he has done, the Rangers have been none the worse for the wear. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed this yet, but maybe you haven't, but I don't know how closely you follow the Rangers, but Baseball America is kind of bullish on the Rangers this year. And I don't mean just the publication. I mean the baseball world in general. They're a lot more bullish on the Rangers at this stage of the game than I thought they would be.
I'm seeing a lot more AL West first place predictions,
Yeah.
or that this lineup is the most dangerous in the league, and all that. That it's been really cool, and yeah, the pitching. I think you still got to count on health, but you could be in a lot worse position with
Well,
that.
everybody's got to do that, though.
Right, but I'll take that lineup any day.
Yeah, I'll take that pitching rotation any day too. I mean, without anybody looking, the Rangers have hauled off and built a what appears to be right now, without seeing anything from anybody yet, a strong one, a really solid one. What is it, Ashley?
I thought about putting some money at the beginning of the baseball season on the Rangers and some other teams. Their odds aren't bad. They're like middle of the pack. People like them.
Yeah.
Have you thought about putting any money down on them?
I don't put any money down on any of it. I'm terrible at that. I learned a long time ago when I was in high school that I was terrible at betting on football with guys.
I've been hanging out with Ziggy too much.
Yeah, and you don't get addicted to things, so you don't feel that thrill that some people do, the thrill of the chase.
No, I don't. I don't have an addictive personality, which is both good and I kind of feel like I'm missing out on a lot of stuff.
I think you're okay.
You think I'm all right?
Yeah. I have a friend who likes to bet. So he'll try to do a 10-team parlay, which means you got to win all 10 games to get paid. So he'll put $10 down and win 1,000. So he'll send me the bets at the end of the night and goes, oh, golly, I missed on this Timberwolves Sacramento Kings game. I go, are they playing? I mean,
He does this on the NBA?
there's an NBA. He'll do college. He called me one day and said, hey, where's St. Francis at? I said, what do you mean? He said, what are you talking about? St. Francis. I said, I think it's in upstate New York or New Rochelle, I think. Oh, yeah, because they're playing Quinnipiac. I said, what? He goes, yeah. And I said, what conference? So I went on my app to try to find the game to see what conference. And he found he was betting on him.
St. Francis is in Brooklyn, by the way.
It's in Brooklyn. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in Brooklyn. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Could
yeah.
fool me. I thought it was in Pennsylvania somewhere.
No. There might be a St. Francis in Pennsylvania, maybe. But it's a good thing you don't have this addiction problem. But there's millions of people have this problem. Been 5-team, 10-team parlays, and
Okay, it does look like there is a Pennsylvania as well.
There's
There's a few. And your friend probably had no idea which one of those he bet on.
He didn't care. He just saw the
Yeah.
game and said -4.5.
Yeah,
I
just
said, that's
money in
it.
his eyes.
So there is one in Pennsylvania?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll be damned.
The Red Flash.
Got that right.
the red
Pretty good.
flash.
Pretty awesome, Shoopy.
Yeah.
Well, now it's time for Spotlight on Calvin. How long have you been at the Dallas Morning News, my friend?
This is my second stint, so I guess the second version of me at the Morning News, I think I'm at 7 years. The first time I was at, I think, 8. So 8 and 7 is 15, so 15 years total.
So how long were you away and where did you go?
Well, when I was at the Morning News, this is when the internet started to kind of blow up a little bit and newspapers didn't know what to do with it. So my editor at the time, Barry Vagoda, he said to me, hey, we got to do more work, for the same pay. And I said, nah, that's not how I roll, bro. so I left to go work for AOL Fan House. AOL was starting their own sports website. I left. Kevin Blackistone was there. Jay Mariotti was there. A lot of people were there. And then my boss, who said we got to do more for less, he ends up leaving to go work at ESPN. And ESPN was starting up these local sites. So that might have been in 2009.
Yeah.
The first year I think the stadium opened. So he called me and said, I want you to cover the Cowboys for me at ESPN. I said, for real? He's like, yeah. And I said, yeah, let's go. So I left to work at ESPN. So I was at ESPN for 8 years, and I got laid off. And then I needed a job. I had a family. So I worked at Newsday covering the Jets for a season. And but something about Texas I like. So I moved back to Texas and worked for the Athletic for a year. And then we had a big trade. So John Machota, who was covering the Cowboys for the morning news, and I was covering the Cowboys for the Athletic. So I didn't like the Athletic at that time. So I wanted to get out of there. So someone who was working at the morning news, she left, was Kay Heropoulos. She left. So there was an opening. So I said, I can come back, right? And John was like, I want to get out of here. So we kind of swapped jobs. That was like 7 years ago.
Man.
So
Did y'all negotiate that together, or that just kind of worked out?
I was at Walmart when this whole deal went down because I called him and I said, hey, have you talked to the bosses yet? Because I'm trying to make my deal. He's like, yeah. So we were, so it was a good trade.
Man.
It was a good trade.
What'd you buy that day?
I think I needed, whenever I go to Walmart, I need toiletries because they're cheaper. I don't trust their food. I got to go to Kroger and Target.
I don't trust their food either.
Yeah, I gotta,
You kind of see the clientele there. And
I need,
If I'm wanting food, I will go to a food emporium. And I don't consider Walmart, with all the other stuff that's there, a food emporium.
I don't know. You can buy.
I don't want to buy food where I might buy tires.
I was gonna say, buy a nice ham when you're buying tires. Who wouldn't want that?
HEB's where it's at.
What?
HEB is awesome.
HEB
She's
is where
right.
it's at.
You need to go to HEB.
Yeah.
Do they have one around here?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Central Market. So HEB owns Central Market. So
Oh, okay.
technically you've been to one.
All right, well, yes. Central Market's a thing of its own, though.
But yeah, there is an HEB in Plano.
Yeah.
Maybe we make a little trip there after the
The
show.
HEB is packed. It's packed.
It is packed.
You got to eat
Really?
the tortillas. They're
It's
so
popular.
good.
Got barbecue.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
And no tires in sight.
I thought it was just like any of the rest of them.
No.
HEB's different.
You'll
HEB
see.
is a good deal. And you can buy, mini meals if you don't want to cook.
Oh, yeah.
You're in good shape.
I never want to cook.
Yeah, when you have a lonely weekend, you can just buy a ready meal from HEB.
So were you at the morning news during the Dave Smith era?
Yes, he was my first boss. Dave Smith and Bob Yates, those were the two guys running the show. And I like Dave, but things were just done old school. Like we would have a staff meeting and I wasn't allowed to talk because I just got there. I was, when you're a young reporter, you can't talk. The only people who were allowed to talk were like David Moore or Barry Horn.
Yeah.
Tim Calishaw. They were the only people allowed to talk. So, and Dave ran, Dave was great, but now that I'm older, now I could talk in the staff meetings, but we had
You're a veteran now.
I'm a veteran now. I could yell and scream and cuss them out and they'd be like, it's okay, They probably don't like to cuss them, but it's too bad. It's all right. We got a union. We're strong.
You got a union, huh? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Dallas Guild. Yeah, we had a union.
All right. All right. I was not aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're in year 3 or 2, something like that. Year 3 maybe of the union. So yeah.
And you've done what over there besides Cowboys?
When I first got to the morning news, I was covering high schools in Plano. And then I was a high school basketball writer, and I was covering boxing. And then I got promoted to SMU. So I covered SMU basketball and football. And in 2006, I got moved to the Cowboys. And that's where I've been ever since.
Did you consider that a pretty major step up, going from that to the Cowboys? Because some of those guys, they'll move from one thing to the other, and it's just very, very effortless, Like David Moore is one. I mean, that guy has toggled from Cowboys to Mavericks back and forth over the years, and he just doesn't miss a stroke in there.
No, he's very good. I am not as smart as David Moore, so I need to be narrowly focused on one thing. I can't do multiple things. My brain is not wired that way, so I need to be focused on the Cowboys only. Someone will ask me, hey, did you see what happened with the Vikings? I go, no. They go, why? And I go, because I cover the Dallas Cowboys, and that's enough for me. People will say, did you watch Texas play Missouri? I go, yeah, I did, but I couldn't tell you who's playing either one of those teams because my mind is not, I got enough problems worried about who's the slot corner for the Cowboys, who's the swing tackle for the Cowboys.
Man, when you're having to deal with Jerry as the main
And
character
try to
of your
decipher
team,
Jerry,
like,
yeah.
good luck with that.
And was it the slot corner for the Cowboys, Jordan Lewis?
Yes, sir. That's
For a while.
There you go.
Okay, all right. There's a
Hey.
big problem for the
Yeah.
Cowboys. Here is my big problem. This is Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News here.
He's not the problem, by the way.
No, he is not the problem. He is not the problem. This is the problem. The problem is it's time for the fabled mid-roll read.
I think he just likes saying it.
No, I don't like saying it. I mean, I don't mind doing it, but it's just a lot of word salad and internet addresses and stuff like that.
But it's important stuff.
It is. So let me tell you that if you do like what we're doing here, or if you don't like what we're doing here, that's something we need to know. Now, you're probably thinking, well, that's great. How can I reach you? Well, you can reach us via chat under the community tab. That's on the Patreon page. Patreon.com is where you go for that. Or actually, patreon.com/YourDarkCompanions, where you go for that. What? You can find us on social media. We're on Instagram and TikTok there. There, we're just plain old Your Dark Companion, at Your Dark Companion. That's it. On Facebook, we are Your Dark Companion, period. On X or Twitter or whatever they're calling it this week, we are at YDC_DFW. Okay? Tell your friends, tell your family. We're out here on Patreon, Spotify. Now catch special episodes of YDC and What's on Mike's Mind on YouTube. There, we are at the Old Gray Wolf 16. Remember, YDC and Sunset Lounge are now free. Just click on the free member button at the top of the Patreon membership page to join and enjoy our regular shows for free. Also visit patreon.com/Sunset Lounge DFW and patreon.com/Your Dark Companion for other fun, interesting, and informational posts. And there is the mid-show read for this week.
That was wonderful.
Was that good? Was that
That
all right?
was. That was so good that it caused breaking news to happen.
Oh, really?
Uh-oh.
The Seahawks have a new quarterback. Would you like to guess?
Sam Darnold.
Yep.
Oh,
3 years, nearly $100 million. Replacing Geno Smith.
Well, if they get the Sam Darnold that the Vikings had last year for most of the year, they got a pretty good player. Now, if they get the one that they had at the end of the year when they were making their playoff run, they got the same Sam Darnold that everybody who had him when he first came into the league gets.
When I covered the Jets, that was the year they drafted Sam Darnold. And I found out that, I don't know if people know who this person is, but Sam Darnold's grandfather was the Marlboro Man.
Oh, yeah.
And
Da, 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 da.
so they talked about those big billboards. That was his grandfather because he's from Los Angeles. So he was cool about it. He talked about it and everything.
Boy, he was a handsome fella, too, that guy.
He was.
I mean,
I don't know about Sam, but yeah, his grandfather. Maybe it skips generations, maybe.
Maybe. But that would have to... Well, then, if it skips generations, then Sam would be the handsome one, right?
yeah, he would.
Oh, that's right, because his dad.
Yeah.
That's right,
There's-
yeah.
Yeah, there's an in-between.
I never
but
saw his dad.
maybe
I
skips
think his
2
dad's alive,
generations.
but yeah, maybe so.
So out of all the guys you covered while you were on the Cowboy beat for the Dallas Morning News, who's your favorite?
Wow. Oh, that's a good one.
Maybe not the favorite, but who are a few of your? Give us a few of them.
I'm gonna start with the current guys. Like Dak is good. Dak's cool. Dak's a really good guy. Jordan Lewis is cool.
I'll bet if you know Dak, if
Yeah.
you're around him every day like you are, he is cool.
Yeah, he is cool. Yeah. He's a genuine good guy. Jordan Lewis is cool to talk to. Micah Parsons is cool. He's just a young guy. You ever talk to somebody who's young and you just want to go strangle them? You know, that's like this.
Take a look around.
Yeah. We're all young to him.
Everybody's young to me.
DeMarcus Ware is a really good guy. I've always loved DeMarcus. Chris Canny, back in the day. Jason Witten, he's great. Keith Davis, remember Keith Davis who got shot in the behind?
Yeah.
Going to church at 4 a.m. KD's good. He's on the liquor store, by the way, too, a long time ago. Jay Ratliff and I, we used to have our differences, but now we've become good friends. So yeah, there's been quite a few guys over the years that are just genuinely good guys, whether they were playing football or not.
Who is the cowboy that you just never really got? Somebody who was just too mysterious or unusual, or you just could never get anything out of him, or maybe he wasn't a jerk or anything like that. You just you felt like there was something in there that you just couldn't get at. Anybody like that?
I don't know. I would say Terry Glenn, but Terry talked to me, but he just didn't have time for the media.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. But Terry would, Terry might not count because Terry was cool to talk to. I'll tell you a funny Terry Glenn story. This is when cell phones became a big thing. So Terry Glenn was about to have surgery or something, and I was trying to get him to tell me to have surgery. So I was in Mobile, Alabama for the Senior Bowl, which is his all-star game where the NFL teams go. So in Mobile, Alabama, the Wu-Tang Clan was having a concert that night. So obviously, I'm going to Wu-Tang Clan concert. So it's like 9:30 at night, 8:30 at night, whenever it is. So me and a buddy of mine, we go to Wu-Tang Clan concert, and I'm trying to get Terry Glenn on the phone at the same time. So I'm in the concert, doing my thing, and the phone rings, and it's Terry Glenn. So I go in the bathroom, I'm talking to Terry Glenn, and say, hey, look, you going to get the surgery or what? Can you hurry up? Because I've already had 2 drinks already, and the third one is over with. I can't help you. I can't do my job. So he tells me he's going to get the surgery. He needs microfracture surgery or something. So I said, okay. So I'm in the bathroom. I have no notebook pad or nothing. I'm just like, whatever. And this is before iPhones. This is like, I don't even know if I have a flip phone. I don't know what kind of phone I had, but it wasn't a flip phone. So I hang up with Terry. Says I got to write the story. So I'm not leaving the concert to go to the hotel. So I wrote the story on my phone and I emailed it in. So that was the first time I ever emailed a story in from my phone. And back then at the Morning News, we were all scared to use email because we had Hotmail accounts and all that. So we didn't know if a story came in, if people were looking up, we can't find the story. It was in the junk folder, and it was just a big production.
Yeah.
So I filed the story, and they got the story. And I said, is it long enough? Because when you're typing on your phone, you're not really sure if it's long enough or if it's, I said, I hope it's long enough. So they got the story, and I was really happy about that. So that's my Terry Glenn, Wu-Tang Clan, filed the story from the bathroom story. I had 2 beers, and then I finished doing my thing. So I'm always indebted to Terry Glenn.
Did you have a go-to guy? A guy that when something weird was going on, and everybody was shutting up about it?
You'd be surprised who it is.
You knew he'd talk to you?
You'd be surprised who it is.
Hit me.
Terrell Owens. You know why it was T.O.? Because anytime he did something, we knew about it, right?
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, I'm going to get their asses back. So that's how he was. So one time we go in the locker room on a Friday, and we notice there's all these clothes on the locker room floor. This is when they was at Valley Ranch, obviously. Yeah. So all these clothes on the floor. So I'm looking around. I was like, this is after practice. So T.O. looks at me and goes, call me. I go, huh? Call me. I go, okay. So there's all these, whatever. So this is late in the afternoon. So I call him and say, hey, what's up? There was a fight in the locker room, Terrence Newman and Chris Candy. I go, what? He goes, yeah. So Terrence Newman and Chris Candy got into this fight. And so T.O. was the source. I said, gotcha. So at that time, I was covering the team with Todd Archer.
Yeah.
So I said, call Todd. I said, Todd, call your people. T.O. told me this. I believe he's not lying because we saw, a messy locker room. And, T.O. had all the details because Kennedy had a messed up eye from college. He got into a bar fight. So one eye was going that way, other eye was going that way. So Terrence Newman made a crude remark about the eye. And that's how it jumped off. And so T.O. was obviously...
Was like everybody in there at the time?
Everybody was in the locker room because it was after practice.
Yeah, okay.
So everybody's taking their gear off. And so they fighting and they throwing each other's stuff out of the locker. And T.O.'s watching the whole thing, goes, Because he's thinking if that would have been me, he would have been front page of the newspaper. And he's right, because everyone dropped dime on T.O. So he was great for me because he was dropping dime on other people that messed up. He was fantastic. He was fantastic. And he was paranoid as hell because he wanted to know and he wanted to know who was leaking stuff about him, right? He thought it was somebody else and it really wasn't. So it was like, I had double agents on the team helping me and helping Todd Archer. So he was just this and I like T.O., but he's so caught up in everything that's being said about him.
I was going to ask you whether you liked him or not because
I do like him. Yeah, he's cool.
You heard so many different things about him when he was here. He was one of the most controversial guys the Cowboys have had ever. And you heard so much stuff about him that, unless you were in a situation like you guys were in when you're in there every day, you didn't know what to make of him.
No, he was even to this day he's so, I don't know if he's vain or not. I don't know if that's the right word, but there was like I guess when the Mavericks were in the finals last year, he was in town, so there was a party we were at. No, it wasn't the finals. It was the All-Star game was here.
Yeah, the
baseball All-Star game was here, and so he was in the Celebrity Baseball All-Star game. So I see him at this party after the Celebrity All-Star game. I said, we're talking. He goes, "Hey, I hit a home run." I said, "What are you talking about?" "In the Celebrity All-Star game." I go, "No, you didn't." "Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did." I go, "Dude, it's like 340 down the line, I think, in left field at the ballpark, maybe." And I go, "Really?" And he says, "Yo, look it up." I said, "I'm not looking it up. You didn't hit a home run." So we're arguing back and forth. I said, "Okay, fine. You're like almost 50 years old. I mean, you're not hitting the ball 300. I don't think Rafael Palmeiro could do it right now, okay?" I mean, that's what he did. So later that night, he sends me a text of the video of him hitting the home run. But as you know, in them Celebrity All-Star games, they bring the wall in.
Yeah.
It's like it might be 200 feet maybe. So he did hit a home run technically over the 200-foot wall in left center field, and it kept bouncing and it got to the main wall.
Yeah.
So to him, but that's,
So it wasn't exactly a Rafael Palmeiro type home run.
No, or Juan Gonzalez home run.
Yeah.
No, this was a
Not back of the bullpen or something like that.
Yeah. He's like, I hit a home run. I go, but he's just so involved in everything. He
Let me ask you this. What kind of access do you guys have to players these days?
It's the same as it always has been. They're trying to reduce it. I think the problem is, and I don't know if you have this when you have guests or whatever, but PR people, you would think you're in PR, your job is to get the athletes to the media so they could tell their side.
Yeah.
Because if not, then I don't give a damn about it. I'm going to write what I want to write anyway. So that has been an issue. It's not so much the players, it's mainly the middleman that have been the issue.
Yeah.
But the access is still the same. It's just that the players are a little more guarded because we really don't know them that much. Like Dak Prescott, he gets it, right? Like you can sit here with Dak and have a good conversation with him.
Yeah.
And I can't say that about a lot of guys. There was a friend of mine, one of his kids, she attempted suicide. And so we have a mutual friend, me and Dak. So I told Dak about it. And Dak called the guy. And the guy was mad, but I said, Dak cares about people. He don't look at you as what you are.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of guy he is. So, But he's one of the few guys like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One of the very few.
But I mean, like after practice, can you guys watch practice for a little while and then go right in the room after him, or how does that work?
We only watch the first 20 minutes of practice, and that's when they're stretching and they're doing individual drills, and that's it. Then they kick us out. Then we go in the locker room after practice.
Yeah. I bring that up because sometimes I think about how it used to be at Valley Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And that place was so wide open that anybody who wanted to could walk in there, and if nobody stopped you, and most of the time there wasn't anybody there to stop you, you could walk into the room anytime, you know?
Not anymore.
No. I mean, I can't imagine it being like that now.
We can't even get upstairs to where Jerry's office is.
Oh, really?
No, because it's, I guess security guards all over the place.
Yeah.
So you walk in, you got to show a badge when you walk in, right? And in NFL stadiums, now you have to do facial recognition to get into the stadiums now, even into the Super Bowl. So, and then you got to show your driver's license. So, like, my first name is Shalon Calvin Watkins. So they put that on your credential now, and your face and your name has to match just to get into a stadium, and even in a Cowboy stadium. But Valley Ranch was open. You could just walk by Jeanette if you could and get in there and knock on Jerry's door and see if his ass was in there.
It was, I mean, it was unbelievable that back entrance that led into the locker room. It was there, and it was open, and most of the time there was no security, and anybody who wanted to could walk in there day or night. I mean, this is back in the Landry years, a long time ago, and I realize things are not like that anymore out there in this world today. But it just always boggled my mind how anybody that wanted to could do it, but nobody ever did. I guess nothing terrible ever really happened out there with that or anything. Who is the Cowboy player over the years that you just didn't get? Has there been one of those?
Oh no, that's a good one. Well, it might have been my fault. DeMarco Murray, he has me blocked on Twitter. He didn't like some things that I said, but it wasn't my fault. But it's what it is. Usually, I usually get along with we have had crazy players on the Cowboys.
Yeah,
like Pac-Man Jones. He gets into a fight with his bodyguard, and he talked to me, Tank Johnson. Remember Tank Johnson?
Yeah.
He's a scary looking dude, crazy as hell, but for whatever reason, maybe I'm crazy as hell too. Maybe that's why I got along with him. But I would say DeMarco Murray, he was just this weird guy, just couldn't, I don't know. He just didn't get it.
Yeah.
Miles Austin was another one. He was dating Kim Kardashian, right? And he did. He was like one of the first ones, right? And the first ones we knew about. And he dated her that summer. So, obviously they come back to training camp. So we're talking to him. So I think I might have been asking him questions. I said, so would you say your off season was a little busier than normal? Because he was on page 6,
the
New York Post gossip page. People were taking their pictures when they were going out. So instead of saying, yeah, it was a little interesting, but, it's okay. He was like, what are you talking about? And I'm looking at him like, hey, you were dating someone who's famous and people want to know about that. That's kind of different from dating just someone that works at Starbucks or something, And I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're talking about. So I almost cussed his ass out, but I was like, no. I said, forget it. But he was one that didn't get it, or I was like, hey, don't play stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you ever cuss anybody's ass out?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I did.
Who was on the business end of the biggest cussing out you've ever given?
Jay Ratliff.
Really?
Yes, me and Jay were been feuding all year. That year we got into and they had a game in Chicago, so the D line played terrible. So I ripped the D line. Sorry, I had to do what I had to do. So Chris Canny, I went to talk to Chris Canny like a couple days later. This is when players read everything. They still read everything, but they really read everything then. So Chris Canny goes, "We had a meeting about you." Oh, that's cool.
What a great guy Calvin is.
Nice to be thought of. "We're not talking to you." I said, "What do you mean? We're not talking to you." So I was like, "Whatever, dude." So I tried to talk to Jay Ratliff. He says, "Get the bleep away from me." I said, "What? Get blah, 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 blah." So we get into this argument. I let it go. So I try to go back to talk to him again. Get away from my locker. Now it's my ego. Now I'm trying to be a man now. I'm trying to be a big tough guy. I go, "No, I'm not moving." It'd be like me standing in front of the house here and you say, "Get off my porch." No, I'm not moving.
Well,
we might have to recreate that after the show. Like, no.
So I tell Jay, "No, I'm not moving." And he said, "What'd you say?" So there was some profanity there. I didn't think we used profanity here. So
You can cuss.
So we're cussing. So he like gets in my face. And Jay's like this, and I'm like a little person to Jay, obviously. So then the PR guy breaks us up, and Jay is hot. Jay, I think I think he needed medication, but maybe I needed medication too. But we argue and cussing each other out, and then they break us up, and then they kick me out of the locker room, and Jay was hot. So was I. So that was the only cussing out I really did.
I have some more breaking news, and it's Cowboys related.
Well, now,
let's hit it.
What a time for this.
Get your butts ready. Long snapper Trent Sieg has reached agreement on a 3-year, $4.45 million deal.
Oh, my goodness.
With the Cowboys, to be clear.
Well, that's one of those things.
I'm so proud of him.
All in.
That doesn't matter until it matters.
Mm-hmm.
It's all, he's doing what he's supposed to do until he doesn't do what he's supposed to do. And then it turns into a big deal.
And it's a whole thing.
Especially if it plays a part in costing them a game.
You always need a deep snapper. You always need one, right?
Yeah, you got to have one. I mean, somebody's got to do it. And there's a craft to it, There's I won't call it an art, but there is a certain amount of craft that goes on in deep snapping. I mean, it's not easy to stick your head between your legs and try to throw a football through them and have it spiral and look like a pass, and that's what those guys do.
There was a deep snapper. Do you remember LP Ladisor?
Oh yeah,
he's from Canada. He's a great guy. But remember when they were thinking about building the Star, which is in Frisco now? They were thinking about building it in Arlington. Be like remember, I think it was going to be like a connected. So LP was like, "Oh, okay, we're going to be in Arlington. We're going to be in Tarrant County." So he ended up buying a house, maybe in Aledo, maybe somewhere out there, because he figured, "Hey, I'm going to be in this part of the Metroplex." Obviously, we know the damn place is in Frisco.
Oh, brutal.
So he would drive from Aledo to Frisco every day. Now they got to get to the facility at like 7 a.m. So he'd probably leave at 5. There's probably not a lot of traffic from Aledo, I wouldn't think, right?
But still,
5 o'clock in the morning, that's pretty rugged for anybody,
Then buy like a halfway house or something just to cut that drive down on days that he needs to get out there.
He thought about getting an apartment, but he said no. But when practice was over, he would be rushing out of there because at a certain point you can't get across town after 3 o'clock without running something.
As someone who makes a drive very similar to that, it's terrible.
You in Alito?
No, I'm in Granbury.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we used to be in Alito, and then we were in Weatherford, and now we're in Granbury. Wow. So, no, it's bad, especially after 3. Don't take it.
Don't take it.
There you go. She's a Granbury girl.
So yeah, we also do our best not to make any comments about traffic that we had to go through when we get here. Like, oh, you had a 5-minute slowdown? Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow. Tough day, man.
Yeah. It's just brutal.
So what kind of prospects are there for this thing to be better next year?
They got a new coach. You got your boy, Brian Schottenheimer.
What are your thoughts on him so far?
I like Shotty. He's a good guy. His dad was obviously a fantastic coach. They won 7 games, right, last year? So, I don't know. Maybe they'll win 9. I got to look at the schedule. I got to see who they draft. So, it's...
Yeah, there's a long way to go for sure.
I know, yeah, it's so hard, but I was surprised that they hired him. I don't know if you were or not, but...
I don't know. Once the ball started rolling that way, something told me that was who they're going to wind up with. Mm-hmm. And I got to tell you, I'm not like everybody else on this. I'm trying to keep an open mind. But I will say this: I haven't seen or heard anything from him that's given me pause yet. Now, maybe you know something.
No. He said the right things.
Yeah, but he said all the right things, and from what I can tell, from what little I can tell, from what little anybody can tell so far, he's done all the right things. So let's go with it. See what happens.
Yeah,
I mean, stuff like this happens once in now and again in sports where a really unknown guy winds up with a head coaching gig and everybody's wondering who, why, and it works out.
Mm-hmm. It does sometimes. We'll see.
Yeah.
You need players, though.
Oh, yeah.
That helps. Having players
Any
helps.
coach is going to need players.
Yeah, he needs players. And I don't know if he knows what he's doing, but we'll find out quick.
Yeah.
We'll find out quick. Because Washington got better.
Mm-hmm.
Philly is defending champs. I think they're going to play Detroit this year again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping they play Detroit early in the year. That'd be kind of cool. I want to go to Windsor. You can get Cuban cigars in Canada. So
yeah.
Hopefully I can get that before things get changed. So.
I've been to Windsor.
You like Windsor?
I do. It swings.
Swing.
Well, Calvin Watkins, this has been a little slice of heaven with you, cowboy heaven. And I cannot thank you enough for doing this.
I appreciate you for thinking of me. Thank you.
Well, we'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah, we need to do that maybe before camp or when I come back, whenever you want.
All right. There he is, the great Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News. Again, we want to know what you think about this, so hit me. I'm on Twitter or X or whatever they're calling it now, at the Old Gray Wolf. Let's see, what I am on. Yeah, the Old Gray Wolf.
Yeah.
At the Old Gray Wolf. At the Old Gray Wolf.
Yeah. And then on YouTube, you're the Old Gray Wolf 16.
Yeah. And everywhere else, I'm
It's the whole thing.
theoldgraywolf.com if you want to email me or something
like that.
At gmail.com. Man, I get them all confused.
Well, you know what isn't confusing?
What's that?
Is our Stars watch party on March 20th. Me,
No,
you,
that is not confusing.
Grego. We're going to be watching the Stars game all together with everybody, but before that, we're going to do a few hours of just fun and frivolity and broadcasting, and it'll be at Doc B's just
Down on
in
McKinney.
downtown. Yes. So yeah, Stars pregame, happy hour, dinner, giving away free passes to our live music roundtable at the Kessler.
Yes.
Which that's on April 21st at noon. But we are also giving away tickets to the Stars game that very night, March 20th. The very good seats. I've been in those seats.
Yes.
They will impress all your friends. And you get the scoreboard
I've been
all
in
of
those
them.
seats too.
I know you have.
They are most serious.
So yeah, so you got a chance to win all sorts of stuff, but the real win is getting to watch our broadcast.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Getting to watch little YDC. Mm-hmm. So join us at Doc B's. When is this?
March 20th.
All right. That's 10 days from today.
Oh, that's good math.
Yes, we're coming upon it very quickly. I can't believe I pulled that out.
I can't either.
But yes, get in on that. Come see us and go to the game with us, watch the game with us, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah.
And it'll start at Doc B's.
Get those tickets. You can walk right over to the AAC.
Yes.
And just leave your car there.
You can. And it'll be all fun. All right. Thanks to Ashley. Thanks to Shoopy. Thanks to Mickey. Thanks to Calvin Watkins. A lot of fun today, man. We really, really appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
All right. I'm gonna go take my pants off.
Your Dark Companion is a Stolen Water Media presentation.